Hello, this is Mo here, and I wanted to first of all thank everyone for the views that I got on my introduction to YouTube. I really appreciate the time, and I really appreciate you watching me. This video today is one of the first topics that I want to discuss about women's issues. Throughout my life, I have been just constantly mad about sexual predators, and the reason why I say that is there are so many predators out there of all different kinds. It's not just sexual, it's abusive predators, it's mental predators, it's people that just try to take advantage of someone who is unable to protect themselves. And this predator preys on those kind. So it's not just children, it's adults. And it's men as well. Men are abused as well as women. But women's issues are very important to me. So I will talk about the woman's point of view about sexual abuse. Now, the reason why sexual predators make me angry, I feel anger because of them, is because I was abused as a child. I was sexually abused as a child by members of my family. I can count at least 10 people in my family that abused me as a child. And I grew up in a hard life. I've had a hard life. I've had to do some hard things to make it through life. But my abuse started when I was a very, very young child, back before I can even remember, probably. But here's my point. My point is, even though I was abused, I was mentally abused, physically abused, sexually abused, I went through pure hell on earth when I was a child. And even during my young adult age, I was put through hell over and over. And being a Desert Storm vet, being a veteran, I have PTSD. But even with all of those issues in my life, I want to tell you, anybody out there that has been abused or suffered abuse, do not use that abuse as an excuse to hurt someone else, because it don't work. Don't go there. It's not a good thing. Just don't do that. So many people, and I have watched documentaries on this and so many stories about it. I've read books on it. I've read psychology on it. I absolutely love human psychology. I love the study of the mind. And there has been so many cases where you see these people that hurt other people, and then they go to talking about what happened to them as a child and why they felt they did this or whatever. Well, let me tell you something. There are more people out there that are just like me. They're just like you. They've been abused, but they don't go out and abuse other people. So there's a difference. There is a major difference. And when you learn the differences between you and those people, then you realize you can take what happened to you and you can change people's lives. It is very important to remember that we are all different. We're all human. We're all people. But the one thing that we have in common is that we are so much alike in everything that we do, everything that we're made up of. We may look different and act different, but we are all human beings. And we need to learn to let go of things that have hurt us. Just let go of that and move on to where you feel good about yourself. Do something for someone else so that you know that there's compassion inside of your heart. There's feelings and emotions and that need to be expressed in a good way. There's a time to be angry, and then there's a time to let that anger go. I have spent many years of my life being angry. And a lot of it was because of how I was raised. But I went through therapy when I was young. And when I was young, I didn't think that therapy was helping me. But it did. Later on in my life, I remembered those therapy days. And I remembered the things that were said. And I pulled that out of that therapy. And now I apply it to me today. I think about that. I think about, well, I could have done this differently, or I could have done that differently. Even though at the time I made mistakes, there was something I could have did different. We all have choices, and we can all walk a different path. The path that we choose is the one that we feel is right for us at that time. But you have to remember, the path you choose has consequences. Everything you do makes a difference. Everyone's life makes a difference, and every life matters. Everyone matters. No matter who you are, no matter what you've done, you can turn your life around. You can make it good for you and make it good for everybody else. We're all part of the same picture going on. I used to go to church when I was a child. I believed when I was a child that church would save me, that it would get me out of the situation that I was in. It did not. As I grew older, I began to believe things a whole lot differently. I decided that I was going to believe what I want to believe, and I'm not going to let anyone dictate to me what I should believe. So I decided to quit following that fairy tale where I need someone to rescue me all the time. No one is going to rescue me. No one's going to rescue you. If you're having problems, you've got to rescue yourself. You got to get out of there, do something else, do something different, change. But do it in a responsible way. Don't hurt other people because of your pain. Deal with your pain. Bring it out. Scream about it. Go to the park. Walk around. Holler about it. Holler to the trees. The trees will listen. Just holler. Get it out of your heart and let it go. And when it's gone, you will find within yourself a space that can be filled with happy things, goodness, and helping other people. And that is one of the most wonderful things that we as human beings need to learn to do more of. We need to help people. We need to help each other. We need to hold someone's hand when they're in pain and not criticize people for what they're going through. No matter what has happened to you in the past, there is no one living today that is going to make that go away. It happened. Events happen. Things happen. But you have got to separate that from you now. Angry is such a large term. It is a big word, and it can take up so much of your mind. It can take up your heart. It can fill your body with stress, just burdensome stress that overloads you. And if you dwell on that anger every single day, it does not go away. It gets bigger. The more you dwell on it, the more you feed on that anger, the worse your state of mind becomes, the worse your body becomes. I've read so many books on anger management, on frustration control, on emotional control. We all have the right to have emotions, and those are very important to us, but we also need to learn how to restrain some of that. There's a proper time to release that. Like, for one, if you like meditation, I strongly recommend meditation, to where you are sitting alone in silence, in peace, and clearing your mind of everything. Okay, there are many techniques. You can look these up on YouTube. They're everywhere. Meditation is very good for releasing stress. It calms you and it helps you clear your mind of what's bothering you. Sexual abuse is one of the most horrible crimes that a person can commit to another person. Be that a woman, be that a man, a child, it doesn't matter. It is one of the most horrible things that a person can do to another person. But when the victim of that crime becomes stronger and breaks away from that, that victim is no longer a victim. You can step away from being that victim to being a, what word can you call it? Be a hero for abused people. Be someone who is strong and steps out there and tells the world, this is not the way it is. This is not the way humans should treat humans. And anyone who tries to use their past abuse as an excuse to do it to someone else, that is wrong. There is something wrong with our criminal court system where they allow people to get off on a light sentence because, oh, they suffered abuse. Guess what? I've suffered so many abuses, I could go out there in this world and destroy stuff if I really wanted to. I really could do that. I could destroy anything and everything because I could bring that anger out in me and I could do it. But I won't. And I think the reason why I won't is because when I was in high school, I studied human psychology. I studied mental diseases. I looked at depression. I read about sexual abuse and I studied it. And I found out that if you look at what's happening to you, take a look at it, digest it, analyze it, figure it out, there is always something that you can get out of it. Even though it was horrible, you can get something out of it, like your strength, for instance. If you sit around all the time and you say, well, this happened to me and I feel bad about it and I'm not a good person because this happened to me. No, you are a good person. You know why you're a good person? Because you're thinking about it. You're using your head to think about it. You're discussing it in here. And when you bring it out and you discuss it with other people, it makes you feel better because you're releasing that. Use your anger for a positive reason. We all get angry sometimes. But if you use that anger toward positivity, you will feel better about it. That is what I want to get out of doing videos for YouTube. I would like to talk to women about women's issues and things that affect women in their daily lives. And this will be one of the subjects that I'm going to talk to with other women like me. I'm going to find a group of women and I'm going to try to talk to them about it. And I'm going to try to do a video on that chat that we have. If at all possible, I'd like to have 2 or 3 women talking to me about it. So that will be a future and upcoming video. If you have any ideas on how to get women together for a chat on sexual abuse, please comment. Please let me know what you think of this video. Please subscribe to my channel and contact me through YouTube or Facebook. And just let me know how you feel about it. If you have any ideas, let me know. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Have a great evening.